There is a marriage already waiting for you, not in the future but in the unseen world within you. And the moment you stop chasing people who aren't meant for you, the right one finally finds the path straight into your life. Today I'll show you how to manifest the exact marriage you want, without running after anyone. There comes a moment in every person's life where the noise of the world becomes too loud, the pressure to find love, the fear of missing out, the constant comparison, the silent panic that someone else will take what was meant for you. But the truth is far more powerful, far more peaceful, and far more divine than the world ever teaches. You never need to chase what is already yours. Marriage is not something you run after. It is something you attract by aligning your inner world with the experience you desire. The biggest mistake people make is believing that love happens out there, that someone else must choose them, validate them, or give them the future they dream of. But manifestation doesn't begin with another person. It begins with the version of you who already possesses the love, the marriage, and the partnership you desire. When you shift your inner state, you shift your entire reality. And the one who is meant for you becomes irresistibly drawn to your life. Not because you chase, but because your self-concept radiates certainty. Think about this. Everything you desire already exists in the invisible realm of imagination. You have already met your future in the inner world of your mind. The question is not whether the marriage you want is possible. The question is whether you can embody the version of yourself who already has it. That is the real secret. Not action, not chasing, not proving, not begging, simply becoming. When you become the person who lives in the experience of fulfilling marriage, the universe adjusts itself in the most natural ways to bring it into physical form. The first step toward manifesting the exact marriage you want is this. Stop giving your power away to other people's choices. If someone pulls away, let them go. If someone cannot see your value, they were never meant to be part of the unfolding of your highest life. The love meant for you does not need convincing, manipulation, or performance. The right person recognizes you effortlessly, because your energy matches the future they are already aligned with. Detachment is not indifference, it is confidence. It says what is mine cannot pass me by. This is how kings and queens attract love, not through desperation, but through certainty. Close your eyes for a moment, and imagine the marriage you desire. The home, the peace, the partnership, the laughter, the intimacy, the spiritual bond. Imagine walking side by side with someone who honors you, respects you, stands with you, and grows with you. Feel the warmth of a hand holding yours, not out of need, but out of choice. Feel the sense of being chosen every single day. It is not a fantasy. It is the blueprint of what is already forming for you. The invisible world is more real than the physical world because everything begins there. So many people chase others because they do not believe in their own inner creative power. They believe someone else holds the key to their future. But no external person has authority over your destiny. What you imagine consistently with conviction becomes the foundation of your reality. The moment you choose the feeling of being loved, the moment you claim the identity of someone in a beautiful marriage, the entire universe begins rearranging itself. And the person aligned with that version of you begins moving toward your life, sometimes in ways you could never predict. The next step is powerful and simple. Imagine from the end. Do not imagine wanting marriage. Imagine being married. Do not imagine waiting for love. Imagine living in love. When you imagine the end, you activate the emotional vibration of fulfillment. And once you feel fulfilled, you no longer chase, beg, fear, or cling. You stand still, grounded in the truth that it is already done. The truth is, desire bridges the gap between the invisible and the visible. It guides you internally toward what belongs to you. This is why desperate energy repels. When you chase someone, you are sending a signal to the universe that you do not have what you want. But when you turn inward and live in the feeling of being happily married, you radiate the energy of someone who is whole. And wholeness is magnetic. Wholeness attracts. Wholeness commands love without saying a word. You don't need loud announcements, forced conversations, or strategies that exhaust your soul. You need one thing only: alignment with the identity of the married version of you. Let me tell you something powerful. Your person is not missing. You are simply not in the state where they can appear. The moment you shift your inner state, your thoughts, your imagination, your assumptions, the door opens. The universe cannot resist someone who knows themselves, and love cannot hide from someone who already feels married within. You don't need to chase, because the moment you stand in the energy of it is done, the right person begins chasing you, not out of pressure, but out of resonance. The third step is to release fear. Fear blocks blessings faster than anything else. Fear says, what if it doesn't happen? But manifestation whispers, what if it is already happening? When you operate from fear, your imagination becomes your enemy. When you operate from faith, your imagination becomes your greatest weapon. Every night before you sleep, visualize your partner beside you. Feel what it feels like to be loved. Feel the comfort. Feel the certainty. Drift into sleep in the arms of your desire. The subconscious mind accepts what you give it during those last moments before sleep. And once it accepts it, it brings it into reality with perfect precision. Then comes the fourth step. Live your daily life from the identity of the married version of you. How does that version of you walk? How do they speak? How do they carry themselves? How do they respond to rejection? How do they handle attention? How do they glow with peace? Your new identity should shape your actions, not the external circumstances around you. When you think from the end, your behavior becomes effortless. You no longer chase, because a married person does not chase. You no longer fear, because a married person feels secure. You no longer worry, because a married person knows the story ends beautifully. This is the law of becoming. Identity manifests reality. The version of you who doubts cannot manifest marriage. The version of you who fears cannot sustain love. But the version of you who knows deeply, silently, powerfully that you are chosen, loved, and worthy, that version of you can manifest the exact marriage you desire with divine ease. Now take a deep breath. Feel the truth of this message settling into your heart. You are not here to beg for love. You are not here to chase love. You are not here to convince anyone of your worth. You are here to create from within. You are here to align with the highest version of yourself. You are here to manifest the marriage that feels like home, peace, joy, and destiny. The one meant for you is not running away. They are being prepared, shaped, aligned, and guided toward your life at the perfect time. And when the right moment comes, it will not be confusing. It will not be forced. It will not be complicated. It will be natural, effortless, ordained. Because when you manifest from within, the universe matches you without. Stop chasing. Start becoming. Stop fearing. Start imagining. Stop doubting. Start assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Your marriage is not somewhere in the distance. It is inside you, calling you to match its frequency. And when you do, love will find you. Commitment will choose you. Marriage will unfold for you. Not because you chased it, but because you manifested it. You manifest the marriage you want by transforming into the version of yourself who is already deeply loved from within. When you step into that identity, you stop searching for proof and start radiating certainty. Your energy shifts from longing to having, from waiting to embodying. The world reacts to this inner transformation with precision. The more you feel chosen, the more your reality begins to match that feeling. You no longer look outward for reassurance, because it already exists inside you. This inner confidence becomes magnetic. It draws situations, people, and experiences that resonate with the married version of you. The universe mirrors your inner assumptions faithfully. When you imagine yourself as loved, cherished, and secure, you plant the seeds of your future. The outer world simply grows what your inner world nurtures. This is why becoming precedes receiving. Your state of being creates everything. The person meant for you appears effortlessly the moment you withdraw your attention from those who fail to value you. Your energy becomes unavailable to people who drain your spirit. When you stop begging for recognition, you naturally rise into self-respect. That elevation closes the door to those who were never aligned with your destiny. It opens the door to someone who matches your soul. In that shift, you stop chasing and start attracting. Life becomes peaceful, not chaotic. The right one does not need convincing. They are drawn to the version of you that knows your worth. Space clears for what is truly aligned when you release what is not. What belongs to you never requires force. The universe meets you with clarity once you remove confusion. The moment you choose yourself, the right person begins moving toward you. Your imagination becomes the sacred place where your future marriage forms long before it shows up physically. Every mental picture you hold with emotion becomes a blueprint. The conversations you imagine, the home you feel, the love you experience internally, all of it begins in the unseen. Your imagined experiences are not fantasies. They are previews of your unfolding reality. Whatever you consistently see inside must eventually appear outside. The mind builds the energetic structure long before the body touches it. When you rehearse love in your inner world, you attract love in the outer world. When you picture emotional connection, you magnetize emotional connection. The unseen realm responds instantly to your thoughts. The seen world simply takes time to catch up. Your inner world is the true origin of your marriage. Everything starts with imagination, because imagination creates reality. Detachment is not about caring less, it is about trusting more. When you release fear, you become a vessel of calm expectancy. You stop gripping outcomes, and they begin unfolding naturally. The moment you detach, you give the universe room to work. Love flows toward open hands, not clenched ones. Detachment whispers, "I know it is done," even when nothing visible has changed. It lifts you out of desperation and into alignment. Fear blocks the path of manifestation, but faith clears it instantly. When you let go, you let love in. Emotional freedom replaces emotional tension. The right partner feels your peace, not your panic. Detachment is inner stability at its highest level. It is the silent power that accelerates manifestation. And through this calm openness, the exact marriage you desire begins forming with ease. You attract the right partner by stepping into emotional wholeness, where you no longer seek validation from anyone. Wholeness means you are complete within yourself, not waiting for another person to fill your emptiness. In this state, your energy becomes powerful, grounded, and intentional. You draw in someone who respects your boundaries and mirrors your strength. Wholeness protects you from settling for temporary affection. It amplifies your value in the eyes of the right partner. People can feel when you are emotionally secure. They are naturally drawn to your calm presence. You begin attracting connection instead of attachment. You invite partnership instead of dependency. Emotional wholeness turns you into a magnet for healthy love. And from this inner fullness, the relationship meant for you forms effortlessly. Assuming the feeling of already being in a fulfilling marriage activates a powerful shift in the universe. When you feel the end result before it arrives, you create the vibration that draws it to you. Your mind accepts the new state as your truth. Your actions, thoughts, and responses begin aligning with that future. You stop acting like someone who is waiting. You begin acting like someone who already has what they desire. This emotional embodiment rewrites your destiny. You attract circumstances that match your inner fulfillment. The universe rearranges itself subtly but consistently. Everything starts moving toward your desired outcome. When you dwell in the feeling of love, love cannot resist you. When you anchor yourself in certainty, certainty becomes your experience. The inner state becomes the cause, and the outer marriage becomes the effect. The moment you claim your worth internally, the marriage you desire starts unfolding in perfect timing. Your self-worth becomes the foundation upon which love builds itself. You stop settling for half love and start attracting whole love. You begin believing that you deserve devotion, commitment, and emotional safety. That belief becomes a command to the universe. It instructs life to deliver experiences aligned with your value. The more you honor yourself, the more others honor you. Your energy becomes selective, refined, and powerful. You choose peace over chaos and alignment over attention. Worthiness upgrades your entire frequency. And from that elevated frequency, the right partner, not just any partner, is drawn to you. Claiming your worth changes everything, because the universe always responds to what you believe you deserve.